Welcome to the May 29th edition of Colorado Inside Out Postgame, a special web-exclusive production here on Channel 12. Let's get a quick take on federal officials announcing a big move this week to protect the greater sage grouse from becoming endangered by limiting surface use on millions of acres of federal land. Interior Secretary Sally Jewell credited John Hickenlooper for his work on the issue. Patty Calhoun from Westward, this is first of all, a big deal beyond Colorado. It takes a lot of western states. It gets a little confusing because there's a lot of different policy issues here, and there's some disagreement. John Hickenlooper was credited for helping out. Cory Gardner came out and said he was against the idea. What do you think about this whole issue, and why should people care about the greater sage grouse?
Well, in general, we want to care about our wildlife. What's interesting about this is it's definitely a win on hold for Governor Hickenlooper, because he wanted the state to have a lot more power in deciding what's going on, because it's not just lovers of sage grouse you're thinking about, but the farmers and the ranchers. We're not just talking about oil and gas being affected if these lands are put off limits, but ranchers and farmers who are having a tough enough time out there, if they had to live with blanket endangered species rules from the feds, would have a very difficult time. So that's really why the Western governors, not just Hickenlooper, but others got involved. And they came up, they pushed this compromise. It was based on rules that had already been worked out in Colorado. And so far it looks like, judging from what Sally Jewell said, the feds will go with it. That won't be decided for sure until the end of September, but at the moment it looks like a big win for Hickenlooper and for Colorado ranchers.
Todd Shepard, editor of CompleteColorado.com. When they showed the map, how much land what the federal folks were talking about, when you totaled it all up, it came up to the size of South Dakota. So we're talking about a lot of land here, various uses, as Patty alluded to. What do you think of this announcement, and is it, I guess, how permanent do you think it'll be?
Permanent, I don't know, because as Patty mentioned, there's still these other decisions to follow. I will say, thank goodness this is the post-game portion of the show, because this is where the libertarian guy puts on his tinfoil hat. Am I the only one that just sees this as a poker play to give John Hickenlooper, who's having his biography written as part of a vice presidential push? Look, I mean, there had been enough effort, and seriously, by the community on the western slope about this sage grouse issue for a long time. Then Sally Jewell makes an appearance in Colorado. There's a kerfuffle about whether the press was able to get in or not. And then all of a sudden it seems as though they come down and they slammed Colorado hard. And now 6 months later, it's turning into a major win for John Hickenlooper. Just color me skeptical that if we were able to reach this grand compromise now, why did the feds have to come down so hard like they did 4 to 6 months ago whenever that initial ruling came out?
So you're saying if 2016 comes around and we're welcoming Vice President John Hickenlooper onto the stage, he'll have to thank the greater sage grouse.
He'll have to thank the greater sage grouse, but let me also just very quickly say that if there is a vice presidential nominee, John Hickenlooper, it will absolutely happen under Martin O'Malley, and there is zero chance of that happening with Hillary Clinton.
Craig Silverman, attorney with Silverman & Olivas and radio talk show host on KNUS. There's a lot of different issues with this, so take your pick. What do you think just overall of the issue?
Boy, there are a lot of picks. I don't anticipate an O'Malley-Hickenlooper ticket. That's one thing. The other thing is I have sort of a personal connection to the whole sage grouse thing, in that Craig, Colorado, is in the heart of this, and I'm named Craig, and there's a pun-rich environment. Think about it. We can call this, and I gave you two a chance before me, but you didn't take it. It was a jewel of a decision, sage reasoning, and nothing to grouse about. Okay?
Oh my God.
There you go.
Natasha Gardner, senior editor of 52A Magazine. Do your best to follow that, but
yeah.
it's all yours. Give it your best shot.
Okay. I guess everything gets their 15 minutes of fame, and this is the sage grouse's moment to shine. What I think is interesting is that politics is so decisive these days that we can't even agree over furry little birds. So Gardner and Hickenlooper are at odds on this issue, but that is, sort of the fluffy feathers aside, there's actually real issues involved here. So the oil and gas use, the land use, the surface area use, this is not going away. It's going to be longer than 15 minutes as we dig into these issues and what this effect has on both the economy and land use and the birds. Obviously, that's what we're here to save. So I don't think this will be the last time we hear about these animals.
Or the last time that Craig grouses about it. So we'll see. That's all the time we have for Colorado Inside Out postgame this week. Thank goodness. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. For everyone here at CP212.org, I'm Dominic Dezzutti. Thank you very much for watching.